All right, man, peace. Brothers, let me say this very quickly. Make sure that if and when you decide to go to a school, some form of a higher institution of education, whether it be a college, a university, a technical school, or what have you, that you're going there because you want to go there and you're taking up a course or an endeavor that you want to fully immerse yourself in because you're interested in it. And not just because you want to be able to tell other people that you're in school or go on social media and brag about what university you're going to, or be able to sit at a banquet table or at a party and run up to people and talk about the university that you're in or the subject that you're taking to try to impress someone else. You have to live your life for you, man. You have to make sure that what you're doing is to make yourself happy. Why am I saying this? Because this story right here is truly the antithesis of that sentiment. It's about a young liberal black female who's in a certain college here in New York City, Hunter College. The people here in New York City are familiar with Hunter College. And she is attending without attending. She has not gone to class in over a semester and a half, but she refuses to leave the dormitory because, in my view, she's scared to have to admit to those around her and many of the people that she's probably bragging to that she's not in school and hasn't been in school for a very long time. Many people just like the facade of acting as if they're in school rather than being there for a real reason. Point being is this: live your life for something of substance, not for a covering or for a show. Because you can't be worried about how other people think about you or what they say about you or how they feel about you. You have to make sure that you're doing shit because it's going to be productive for your life. And too many people are going to these different schools just so that they can brag, especially the liberal black woman. They love to go on the internet and brag about what school they're in, and they do it because they feel like they're competing with the young black male. And you cannot live your life as a so-called young black male trying to compete with anybody else. But anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
The young woman sure appears to be living the college life, but Hunter College wants her out, calling her a squatter. CBS 2's Andrea Grimes has the story.
Now, Hunter College is calling her a squatter. In other words, she's living in an abode that she should not be staying in because she's not paying for it. Now, imagine if a young black male was living in a dormitory and he wasn't paying for it. This would not have even made the news. They would have had the police come and arrest him for dereliction of payment. They certainly would have had him arrested or would have had him put into some form of trouble. Now, this so-called young black female here is able to turn this into a news story.
She's accused of illegally squatting in her old college dorm room.
Has a bunch of books stacked up that she know damn well she's not reading.
Geography was my major.
32.
Now, did you hear what she just said? She said that geography was her major. Isn't that ironic? Geography is her major and she has no idea where she's at. Let me rewind this back.
32.
Andrea Grimes has the story.
She's accused of illegally squatting in her old college dorm room.
Geography was my major.
If geography is your major, then you have no major. Because people have GPS today. They don't need geographers anymore. They don't need maps anymore. So in other words, you're in school just to say that you're in school. You don't really know what the hell you're doing. Are you planning on becoming a history teacher and you want to know where certain cities are around the world? Like, you're taking geography? The last person that I heard who majored in geography in college was Michael Jordan, who said that he got a degree in geography. The reality of the situation is that this young female clearly has no idea what she wants to do with her life. If she did, she would not be taking geography as a major, and she would not be squatting in a dormitory that she's not paying for. I don't think that she understands the severity of her actions.
32-year-old Lisa Palmer hasn't been enrolled at Hunter College in Manhattan in about 2 years, but she refuses to move out of the dormitory on East 25th Street.
Now imagine that. Imagine you living in a college dormitory. You have not truly attended class in 2 years, and you're saying, I'm not leaving. What a world the liberal female lives in that they could do shit like that. Imagine a so-called black man doing that. They would have literally threw him out the window. He would have looked like Jazz on Fresh Prince. They would have threw him through the window.
I feel like every semester is a new opportunity to register for courses.
So every semester is a new opportunity to register for courses, but you're not registering for anything. Every time August rolls around, you're saying, I think I'm just going to stay in bed. What type of planet is this female living on? It's very obvious that she has some type of mental issue or mental issues, etc. Maybe she should switch her major from geography to psychology so that she can figure out what the hell's wrong with herself.
I think I should just stay and fight the case.
What case are you fighting? You can either pay your bill or you can't. There is no case.
This week, the school filed a lawsuit against Palmer. It claims she dropped out.
This bro look batshit crazy. I think all her craziness is right inside of that mole on the top of her forehead. A crazy ass unicorn.
Out in 2016, and despite numerous vacate notices, has racked up a staggering $94,000 in unpaid residence hall charges.
Look at this shit. You know, sometimes people's bills get so high that they just laugh it off. They just, and of course, when you combine that with the lack of accountability that many of these modern day liberal females embrace, they're so used to things going their way. And they never want to be held accountable for their actions, their deeds, or their bad judgment, that she's going to try to find a way to finagle her way out of this bill, but it's not going to work.
Palmer claims the school forced her out of classes a semester before graduating when she couldn't pay her bills.
Yeah, that's normally how things go. That's normally how things go. They were not going to allow you to attend their facilities for a semester when you could not pay your tuition.
Bills. Are you hoping to pay off the $94,000?
I mean, I don't think paying it off is realistic, and I also don't believe that I should have to pay it off.
Brothers, did you hear that? Did you hear that? You know, next time I go to the supermarket and I run up a big tab, I'm just going to tell the cashier, I don't think I should have to pay this off because I don't think that it's realistic. You know, all the plants and the herbs and the fruits and the meats of the earth belong to the Most High. Why should I have to pay you for them just because you happen to be housing them? It's not fair to me. The food belongs to the earth. Why should I have to pay you? It's not realistic. Go ahead and do that. Watch what happens to your ass.
Palmer disputes the charges. She's continuing to live here while working 2 jobs.
She's working 2 jobs, but she can't pay her tuition. You know what that means, brothers? You know what that means? At some point, while she was attending class, she realized that what she was attending class for, she did not like, she did not love, but she'd already spent so much money that she did not know which way to turn. She didn't want to continue, but she couldn't stop because she spent so much time telling her family members that she went back to school. Once again, do not put college and higher education on a pedestal. It's just something that is here to make you a better person, hopefully. That's all it is. But these people allow the image of higher education to enrapture them to the point where they don't even know who they are anymore. And they're taking courses and classes and attending these facilities just to impress other people rather than trying to fulfill themselves. And now she has a tab of almost 6 figures and she has to work 2 jobs and she's not even paying to stay in the dormitory. So what is she doing with this money that she's earning working 2 jobs? She's not going to class. What is she doing with the money? Is she trying to stack it all to herself in case she has to become privy to some type of lawsuit? One has to wonder what is going on with this person. But I make this video for you brothers to understand. Don't go to school trying to impress anybody else. Go to school to fulfill your own talents and what you want to do with your life. Don't waste time going back and forth with people on social media about where you're going to school as opposed to where they're going to school and what classes you're taking as opposed to what classes they're taking. That's just a big shit show. Those are things that people do to try to make themselves feel better about themselves. People spending all this money to go to school to become a social worker. Look, there's no disrespect. If you're a social worker, that is a service. But, if you're going to spend all that money, one would think that you would go to college to actually initiate something that's going to become a career, right? That's what one would think. Or if you're going to go to school to become a social worker, do it because you love it. Don't do it just because it's just something to do. So that's my point, brothers. Don't get caught up in a lot of this bullshit out here. A lot of people out here are full of shit. Let me rewind it back.
Has the story.
She's accused of illegally
She has time to take selfies, but she don't have time to pay her bills.
squatting in her old college dorm.
Them books look neat as hell, don't they? Look like they haven't been touched in about 2 years.
College dorm room.
Geography was my major.
32-year-old Lisa Palmer hasn't been enrolled at Hunter College in Manhattan in about 2 years.
And that's real sad, too. You can look at her, you can see she's 32 years old. She's probably never had a child, most likely doesn't have a man. She just running to that school, trying to figure out how to bring some meaning to her life. And now she's at a crossroads, and she's in a predicament that she's not going to be able to get out of.
But she refuses to move out of the dormitory on East 25th Street.
I feel like every semester is a new opportunity to register for courses.
Yeah, every semester is also a new opportunity to pay your damn bills. That's what every semester is. To pay your damn bills and stop bullshitting. Laying in bed, looking at a damn atlas every morning, acting like you're interested in that shit. Let's knock it off.
I think I should just stay and fight the case.
You can't fight the case. This is why she's trying to seek help with the CBS Nightly News. As usual with the liberal woman, she's looking for someone to bail her out of the bad decisions that she's made.
This week, the school filed a lawsuit against Palmer. It claims she dropped out in 2016, and despite numerous vacate notices, has racked up a staggering $94,000 in unpaid residence hall charges. Palmer claims the school forced her out of classes a semester before graduating when she couldn't pay her bills.
Them 2 jobs that she have, they better both be stripping, because I don't know any other job that she gonna have where she's making enough money to pay off all that shit. She better be stripping at one club in the day and another club at night.
Bills. Are you hoping to pay off the $94,000?
I mean, I don't think paying it off is realistic, and I also don't believe that I should have to pay it off.
I would love to see her court case on Judge Mathis. He'd be like, "Man, be quiet." Oh, man, I would love to hear that shit. "Man, what's your excuse for not paying your bills?" "I just don't think that I should have to pay it off." Judgment for the plaintiff.
Palmer disputes the charges. She's continuing to live here while working 2 jobs. Palmer says she is planning to stay put and hopes to eventually finish her degree here at Hunter College.
How's she going to finish her degree when she refuses to pay her tuition, nor is she paying for the ability to continue to live in the dorm? Why the hell has it taken them 2 years to evict that broad? That's what I want to know.
The school in the lawsuit, though, is asking the county sheriff or the city marshal to come and evict her. On the east side, Andrea Grimes, CBS 2 News.
Yeah, they need to evict her ass.
News.
But anyway, brothers, please just heed what I stated. You know, when you live in your life, you make your decisions, you choose your career path because it's what's best for you. You know, you have to take your time and figure out what makes you happy. But the most important thing is to be a productive member of your so-called community. That's the only way to build up the so-called black community. You have to be productive. You can't just be sitting around doing things to make other people happy or to brag to them. You have people going to law school and medical school and they hate their life. They hate what they're doing because they're just trying to impress their parents or somebody else. Or being able to go on Facebook and Instasham and trying to brag about what you're doing to other people who don't fucking matter. But anyway, peace.